My name's Christian Jones. If you don't know me, I'm the CEO of TaxProMarketer. We've been doing digital marketing for the tax and accounting space for almost 2 decades. I've been here for about 10 years. We've got a great team, and we like to bring on people that are complementary to what we do and help move the ball forward with whether you're a client of ours right now or if you're just following our email list and you saw the note on Michelle. I love that. And I'm so glad you're here. And we want to use your time really well by bringing on people that are insightful, have a level of expertise, and are vetted. People that have a track record of being good at what they do. And Michelle is that. And so I've known Michelle now. I think I met you, Michelle. My first event with you might have been like 2020 or 2019,
Oh, wow.
before you were the abundant accountant pitch queen. And here you are now. So Michelle, for the last 5 or 6 years, is, tell me if this is a mischaracterization, Michelle, but like a sales consultant, a coach. You are someone that helps people who are wanting to grow. They do need marketing, but you also need to just have a process for, bringing people from they're interested and they're engaged to now they're a paying client. And there's a lot of problems. If you've done this long enough, there's a lot of problems in the close, from AR to having a plan, having a script, having a execution, something that you can do yourself and maybe even pass on to someone else eventually and have your business scale without you. So Michelle, we're glad to have you back. We've done a lot of stuff with you before. We'll do more in the future. You're always fun to have on, and we're excited for this AI focused follow-up framework that you're going to take us through today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And it's always an honor to be here because, with marketing and digital marketing and everything you do for firm owners, it's really important to make sure you have your closing skills in line, your sales process figured out, your follow-up process figured out, because otherwise it's like all this money that just gets wasted if we're not closing and converting from all of the energy that you're putting in on the marketing side. So they go hand in hand with what you guys do over there at Tax Pro Marketer and how we can support in that. So today we're going to talk about one element of the sales process, which is the follow-up framework. And I'm going to show you today how you can use AI, specifically ChatGPT, to help you through that process. If you get stuck or you just don't follow up with clients, actually, why don't we start with that? Why don't you put in the chat box or comment or whatever? Do you have a follow-up system in place right now in your firm? Yes or no?
Michelle, I've got one comment in the chat that says they're having a hard time hearing you, but I can hear you just fine. So can we do a little check in the chat as well while you're also talking about your sales follow-up? Can you guys hear Michelle okay? I can hear her okay. Let's make sure you guys can hear both of us real quick. Okay, thank you.
Okay, cool. So it looks like Christina or yeah, Christina Sumter, you have a follow-up process. Okay, everyone else doesn't seem to have one. So that's good. So Christina, you can hone in on yours today, okay, and get a little bit more specific. And maybe something I share with you today will be a very different way to look at it. And if you think about following up with clients, prospects, and I'm going to talk about another category today, referring partners, what do you think the thing is keeping you stuck? Why do you think you don't do it? Why don't you put that in the chat box? What is the thing that is keeping you stuck? Okay. So put in the chat box, please. So today we're going to talk about how to maximize your revenue with your current client base, with your prospects, and getting referrals from referral partners. And you can do this to maximize your income, freedom, and make an impact, and how to get paid premium fees. You can feel valued and appreciated by your clients. And you can say goodbye to burnout once and for all and enjoy consistent revenue all year round so you can stop grinding 14 hours a day and increase your revenue from your legacy clients. Even if you've never charged that much before, and even if you feel overworked and underpaid right now, and you can do all of this without losing any revenue. And even if sometimes you feel like you want to give up right now and throw in the towel, and for those of you that are going to be doing upselling and other things, you can even do that even if for years you've feared increasing fees or upselling because you thought all your clients would leave you. So real quick, why you should listen to me. I have helped many bookkeeping and accounting and tax firm owners not only double their revenue, but use a process that we've perfected over the last 20 plus years to gain back their time and freedom. And our clients have collectively increased their revenue by over $20 million from their base revenue. And when it comes to bookkeeping, tax, accounting professionals, and owners, we get you transformational results and we are the best at what we do. Now, having a solid follow-up process is crucial to your long-term success. So it allows you to, number one, build better relationships with your clients and maximize your revenue from every client that walks through your door. So I want to cover the 5 reasons why following up matters. Number one, it builds trust. So when we follow up, we continue to build a genuine connection with our current client, with our prospects, with our referral partners. We also can build the know, like, and trust factor, which increases loyalty and business referrals, which generates more revenue for your firm. Now, number 2, finding new leads is expensive. And I'm sure, Christian, you can talk on this. You have to spend money to make money, right? So if we spend a little bit of time following up, it doesn't require the same kind of money upfront that marketing or paid advertising does. Plus, reaching out to people who already know, like, and trust you will give you much better results in the outcome. All right. Number 3, it is easy and efficient to do. Once you have a follow-up system in place, it'll save you time, money, and stress of feeling like you constantly have to find new clients all the time. And it will remove the uncertainty and the anxiety that you have about where that next dollar is going to come from. So that's another beautiful thing. And number 4, it makes you stand out. I mean, look in the chat box. There's only a couple of you that have a follow-up process. No one else does it unless they've worked with me. And also 80% of sometimes your sales might require up to 5 follow-ups with a prospect. And 44% of firm owners give up after hearing just one no. So even with the most qualified prospects and dream clients, you might not get the yes on the first spot. So following up lets people know that you really care about helping them not only solve their problems, but you're confident in your services. So when we follow up, it makes you really stand out. And it can make you a lot of money. So remember that most business owners give up after just hearing one no. So that means there's a lot of missed opportunities and money being left on the table. So following up ensures that you are top of mind when a prospect is ready and keeps you in contact with your current clients, so you know exactly what they're going to need and when they're going to need it. Now, this is where AI supercharges your follow-up, okay? Now, number 1, AI isn't going to replace relationships. It's not going to replace your personal relationships that you have with your clients. It's not going to replace picking up the phone call and talking to people. It is eliminating the tedious tasks, though. I mean, how many of you call somewhere and then you press 0 and you're like, representative, 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 because you're so sick of talking to the AI robots? Does anyone here feel the same pain? Like, even to get a human at Amazon, you have to call so many different places. Like, people at the end of the day want to talk to the humans. I promise. AI is not going to replace our sales conversations, our relationship-based client relationship stuff. AI and robots might start cleaning my house, cooking me dinner, and it can help us with some tedious stuff that we're going to show you today. But it's not going to replace your sales. It's not going to replace the most important part of your firm, which is generating top-line revenue. So AI can help free up hours each week because you can let AI schedule emails. You can let AI write some emails. I'm going to show you that today. And then how can you analyze your follow-ups and amplify your human touch? Because AI has precision, it has consistency, and it's really fast. I mean, oh my God, the emails are amazing that it comes up with. And I think a lot of times for me, that's the thing that was stopping me is I hate writing. How many of you hate writing? Hate writing emails, hate writing, if you send a newsletter out, just hate all that stuff. So if you do, this can really support you. Now, some tools that do the heavy lifting, we're going to do ChatGPT today to draft custom emails, literally instantly. There's also Zapier plus whatever CRM you use. So we are going to ask you that question when we launch the poll because we want to know what CRM, how are you emailing clients and prospects through your firm right now? Because there are ways that you can automate and send these messages after client meetings and have follow-ups go out that are triggered by the way you tag someone in your CRM system. So that's what we're going to want to know from you today. Now, AI in action. So writing follow-up that actually gets replies. And this is what's really cool. I started using it for myself. I get more comments on our social media. I get more people replying to my emails. So before, you might have had a generic email follow-up that gets ignored. But after you have something more personalized that AI generated using data and past notes from a previous conversation. So I will need someone to be my example today if you want to if you want to participate and you sort of know who your ideal client is, that would be great. Or Christian, if you see one of your clients here, we can walk through it today. And again, the tools we're going to use is ChatGPT. So I want to show you some real world results that people have had with AI. Firms using AI in their client communication have seen a 41% bump in their lead conversion. That means from the time you have a prospect to the time they pay you. Okay, lead conversion means money in bank account. Now, 82% of users say AI personalized follow-ups gets higher open and response rates, and I 100% agree. I'm definitely in this category. And consistent follow-up equals more people re-engaging your services, more people taking on upsell opportunities that you're giving to them, and less people ghosting you. Like, how many of you send a proposal or quote and never hear from a client? You get ghosted. It's crickets. Does that ever happen? So, how to start using AI in your follow up. I'm going to discuss 3 different categories of people you should be following up with. I also recommend you spend 1 hour per week spending on follow up. So, you have to time block it and you have to manage to your calendar. Obviously, if you skip it, that's on you. But how do you make sure that you're using AI in your follow up correctly? Now, identify your repetitive communication tasks. For me, it's commenting on social media posts, it's writing emails, it's summarizing follow-up messages from a sales meeting. All of that is a repetitive task and takes a lot of time. So choose one tool to test. So I'm going to show you ChatGPT. There's 100 other tools you can use. I just like simple. Feed it your style. So we're going to have to feed it your ideal client, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. I'm going to provide you prompts, so you are going to get those. And then when we send out the replay, I'll give Christian the link where you guys can download it too, but I'll give you a QR code. You can take a picture and download those today. And some templates. And then we want to review, tweak, and use what works. So let's discuss the 3 different categories of people you should be following up with. So if you think about your CRM that you use, I'm going to talk about different tags and thinking through how you might be able to implement this for even more automation. So your follow-up list should include 3 different buckets, and in each bucket, you'd want to spend 20 minutes a week on each bucket. Number 1 are potential partners and referring partners. So for example, in my business, Christian is one of my bucket 1s. I had Christian on my podcast, the Abundant Accountant podcast. If you haven't listened to it, you should probably download it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. But where are the people that you might get prospects from? So when we do webinars, some of you might want to talk to us one-on-one. We might end up working with 1 or 2 or 3 of you. Who knows? I'm not sure. But because I spend 20 minutes a week in this category, it works that way. Like, Christian, did you get a Starbucks gift card from me?
I think I've had a few.
Oh, okay, great. So once a quarter, once every 6 months, anyone who's been on the podcast, I send out thank you cards, and I go to Starbucks and buy a couple $1,000s worth of gift cards because I don't skimp out. I make sure we send quite enough in funds so you can go multiple times. And that is time spent on category number 1 for me. So for you, it might be a law firm, it might be a financial advisor. Like, Think about who are those potential people you could get clients from. Number two are prospects and potential clients. So these are people that you are having sales meetings with. They have not paid you yet. They are not a current client. They are in your pipeline. Very important, okay? Category three are current clients. You might be wondering, well, Michelle, why do I need to follow up with current clients? The reason why is you can get client testimonials from them. You can ask for referrals. There's so many amazing things that happens when you have more touch points with your current clients. Okay. So again, we're going to talk about the first bucket first, which is potential partners and referrals. Okay. Now, sales karma is real. Building relationships with people who do what you do or who complement what you do, or in this case, who have the same client base. So like Christian and I, we work with the same types of people. We work with accounting, tax, and bookkeeping firm owners. It helps to increase the value and provides a support network and a lifeline for your business. When I first started The Abundant Accountant, I only focused on this category. I actually didn't spend any money on advertising and marketing up until maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So in 2018, all I did was focus on this list. That's it. Now, when you meet or talk to a potential partner or referral, you want to acquire their contact information. I would then add that into your CRM. Then you want to send a thank you for their time and connection. Actually, I think ChatGPT helped me write the message with our latest Starbucks card because I had like a pun in there for grounds or coffee beans or something, and it helped me come up with that. And I was like, oh my God, that's so creative. But I wrote it in my own words too. So I'm going to show you how we can utilize what it has, but we also have to tweak it to our own words. So sending a thank you email or a written card is always going to be a higher touch. And then we're going to send an off-topic email and check in with them every 45 to 90 days. Now, off-topic email could look like this. Christian, I know you love fireworks. Okay. So if I know that, an off-topic email to him could look like the latest and greatest of this upcoming fireworks conference or something. So something that has nothing to do with their real business, but more of like their passion projects or side projects. If his kids love lemonade stand, I could find the cutest little lemonade stands on Pinterest and send him something like that. So we're going to do an example today, like I shared. But that's just an example of something you could send to a partner or a referral partner. If it's a lawyer, what are they interested in personally that has nothing to do with business is what you want to think about. Also, when you're following up with prospects and potential clients, this is bucket number 2. If someone says no to working with you right now, it almost has nothing to do with you. So you want to be on their mind when they are ready to say yes. So following up continues to build trust, and it will make someone want to work with you when you are top of mind. When they have to chase you all the time or people have to call you all the time, it's not a good use of your time and you are not top of mind. Okay, people don't like that. I'm actually dealing with that right now because I bought a really expensive fixer-upper and I need to replace my roof. And the guy that installed these new windows last year was really good, super high quality, super on top of it. He referred me his roof guy because I wanted to get multiple people's opinions of what's happening on the roof because I don't know roofing. And like, I have to call, text, email, and like, he responds a week later. I'm like, I'm going to go with these guys. They're so on top of it. They answer all my calls. They call me on a Sunday. And we're going to start the roof project, like, I don't know, this week or next week. Hopefully next week, because it's going to be really loud. So for those of you that can't hear me, if the roofers were here right now, it'd be really loud during that demo. So again, being top of mind, they were on top of it. Now, when you work with your prospects and potential clients, these are, again, people who have not engaged your firm yet. Let's say you meet with them and they say, you know what, I need to just think about over the weekend. You're about to sell them a tax plan. You want to schedule the follow-up right then and there on that Friday to set the meeting for Monday. Then in your CRM, you'd want to tag them probably as follow-up. That's what I do here when we meet with someone. If you guys don't want to work with us right away, we put you in a follow-up sequence, okay? Then you want to send a text, email, or a thank you card thanking them for their time and how you look forward to supporting them in solving their problems. And then you want to send a regular communication every 30 to 90 days. So that could be your off-topic email. It could be anything to stay top of mind. Because again, sometimes a sale needs what? 5 times, 5 touches before someone actually converts. So just make sure you're aware of that. Staying in touch with prospects or lead will improve the know, like, and trust factor. Okay, so let's automate this to save time. If you have your CRM, you tag them as follow-up, and then you can pre-program some of the messages that maybe ChatGPT helps you write. Now, the key here is to provide value. It's not to ask for the business or close the sale, okay? So we want to send information that is relevant to their situation that they might find interesting based on what you know about them. So example, if a prospect mentioned that they're going on vacation next month, you can send them an article with information about travel or tax deductions or hotel or activities based on the area that they say they're going. Again, sending the emails every 30 to 60, 90 days has nothing to do with closing the sale. No business talk. It's about providing value, positioning yourself as the expert, and the main thing is staying top of mind. Okay? Now, not like I said this earlier, not everyone is worth following up with. So we need to consider moving on from a prospect if they don't know what they want or they're not an ideal client. If they're not ready to take action right now and you don't want to do the follow-up and you're like, look, they're just a tire kicker, it's never going to work out, then maybe it's a good time to consider moving on. If someone becomes a little rude, okay, or they're unappreciative of your time, this might be a time to move on. Or if they're just price shopping and keep asking you for discounts, I always say, trust your gut. If something feels off, don't let a scarcity mindset, like I need every client that comes through my door right now because I need to pay rent, I need to pay my payroll. Don't let that stop you, okay? And following up with current clients is much easier and much more cost effective to retain than doing marketing or advertising and trying to get new clients. So we have to do both, right? You have to market and advertise, but when we follow up with our current clients, we can get testimonials, we can get referrals, and they already know, like, and trust us. So that means we can upsell them. We can, there's this big, beautiful bill now. So there's so much stuff on tax that you could be doing and get to any changes that your client might have or any new problems. So you can share things that you're learning and the results you're getting other clients. Satisfied clients are also going to be one of the best resources for referrals. All we have to do is ask. So that's why they're part of the 20-minute category, because you do need to pick up the phone every once in a while and give them a buzz. Now, with the current client bucket, you're going to use your notes from your previous meeting and interactions when you check in with them. You always want to have your sales notes up and ready. And you want to send a value-based email or off-topic email, I should say, every 45 to 90 days. Okay, do you get the theme? If you can do this for all the 3 buckets, you're going to stand out. And then you want to ask for referrals every 45 to 90 days. If you do not have a client testimonial from them, I would add that too as a bonus, that you want to get client testimonial. That's only something you need to ask for once. But referrals, you should be asking every single time they follow up. They fall in that 20 minutes, you're going to be giving them a call. And I would say the key to all of this is to be consistent. What sets you apart is consistency. If you are always showing up in a genuine way, you are going to be the person they remember first. End of story. Consistency trumps everything. Even if you don't get the sequencing right, you don't get your tagging right in your CRM, you sound too robotic in your email messages, whatever. Consistency trumps all of that. So I want to go through some of the AI prompts and examples that you can supercharge your follow-up. So is there a volunteer here that knows who their ideal client is? And you possibly have a few notes from a sales meeting with a prospect that you have or a referring partner. Know some stuff about them personally. Is there anyone here that wants to be the example? Or Christian, do you have an example?
Sure. Yeah, I can be your guinea
You
pig
have a
if you need me to
client
be.
you have a client? Okay.
Oh, it looks like you've got Greg or Christina. Let's use one of them instead of me. will be much more relevant for the audience, but I'm happy to be. But how about Greg? Greg, I
Okay.
choose you.
All right, Greg. So in the chat box, please type in as much detail about your ideal client and who you serve in your firm. So it should be like I help dental practices that are doing over 1 million in revenue, that have 2 locations or more, reduce their tax and the anxiety over their numbers. Give me all the detail in 2 or 3 sentences. Okay. While he does that, I am going to get out of here so you can see this is the prompt, okay? All right. What kind of managed businesses are you talking about, Greg? Can you be more specific? Is there like a specific industry you work in? So here are the 2 things, you guys, you're going to need to give to make this work really well. Okay, Greg, you don't have a niche. That's fine. So yeah, of the one business that you have top of mind, Greg, what is it that you know about them personally? Do you have any like one client that you know about them? Okay, manufacturing services, medical construction. Perfect. Is there one construction company owner that you know something about their personal life? You know, they love Montana and hiking, or what is it that you know about something personally? Okay. So I am going to take the prompt, and this is what I'm going to give you. I'm going to go into Chat GPT. I'm going to go into new chat. I'm going to paste. Now, before you hit enter, oh, this is for a referral partner. Okay. Greg, we're doing bucket number 1 first. So who do you reach out to as far as a referral partner to get more clients that are manufacturing, services, medical, and construction? I will put here, though, what you wrote. Okay, bankers. So let's just do the insurance agent. So tell me something about your insurance agent that you know personally. What's his name, her name? Where do they like to travel? What do you know about them personally?
There you go. I could also, Michelle, if it's helpful, I could possibly turn Greg on to chat if you'd like.
Okay, now I'm getting it. Big
Okay.
baseball fan. What else? What's his favorite team? I'm typing it out, you guys, because for some reason I can't copy from the chat, if you're wondering. But I want you to see where it goes. Okay. So he wants to go to Europe and Russia. I'd be curious about that Russia one. Why would he want to go there? All right. His favorite team is the Cleveland Guardians. Oh, he's Russian Orthodox. Okay. That makes more sense. All right. Then you're going to put, here's what I do. Okay. So I'm going to put in here. Yeah, I wonder why. Oh, let me hit these. Oh, copy. Oh, maybe that'll work. All right, cool. That worked. Okay, I typed everything here. Everything is good. I've got the part about him. So again, if you want to read the prompt, we're saying you're a B2B relationship building expert. Write a short, warm follow-up message that I can send to potential referring partner after an initial meeting. So this would be to his insurance agent. This is category 1. The goal is to thank them and reinforce the connection, keep the door open for future collaboration. The message should be warm, professional, conversational, and 3 to 5 sentences max. Mention our shared audience or aligned work. You could say also shared client base, because they both work with the same kinds of clients. Make it be appropriate for email, LinkedIn, or text. Here's what I know about them. Oh, oops. Oh God, I put it twice. All right, so be careful. All right, so that's that. Now we'll get our answer. So this, Greg, is the message that you could send to Mike. And if you don't want these little dashes, you could say thanks. Now without M dashes. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay. So then, Mike, you would take this, copy it into your CRM and schedule it. Now, let's say you wanted to create the follow-up messages for the off-topic emails. Then you could just ask, lovely, thank you. I think I have it in one of. So then you're going to take the second prompt. If we're still doing category 1, I'm going to use exactly what he already gave me. Here's what I know about them. And here's what I do. The more specific, the better the outcome will be. Okay? Go. Still had the M dash. So this is the part I love. Now this is where you can program these to go out every 90 days. Huh? So if he sends Mike, his insurance agent, a message in 90 days, we want it to be random, off topic, nothing to do about business or asking for leads. I saw this article on the best hidden stadiums to visit across the US and it instantly thought of you. I figured it might be fun. Read if you're ever planning a ballpark road trip. Ooh, that's super cool. Hope your summer is treating you well and you've been able to catch a few Guardian games even though they kept things interesting. Great. So now I'd say love this. Please add the link to the article. And now he has his first message. But here are also some non-business ideas also cleaned up because he said he likes to travel to Eastern Europe. He is the ordained minister, baseball, all these local things. This is great. I could say, okay, I got 2 options. Oh, here's the link. So you could take this message, still put M dashes, but let's say you were to go into your CRM, pretend I'm in your CRM, and then I would take the link here and I would put it here. So it looks like an actual URL. Okay. Now we're ready to go. Okay. That's how quickly you guys can write emails. Then you see these? I would say, lovely, please write an off-topic email. Include links in the messages. for these 4 other topics because I will schedule okay. And now you should get 4 more off-topic emails that you can text, email, or whatever. So it's even giving you the subject line. Oh, how cool is that? Travel idea for the baseball loving history buff in you. That's cool. All right. So saw this piece on hidden European towns. Lovely. You mentioned your love for travel in Russia. So I thought this might be up your alley. Great. Hope you're getting rest and recharge this season. Let me know if any of these catch your eye. Love to hear where you're headed next. So literally your follow-up hour for Mike is done. You just need to schedule these emails out in whatever CRM or tool you're using. Okay? All right. So that was that one. And now for, let's say you want to call a current client. Okay, this would be your 3rd bucket, by the way. The first bucket and the other one are all going to operate in the same way. But I've had a lot of firm owners say, well, Michelle, what do I say to a current client? Okay, so we'll use Mike's example again. So I'm going to copy and paste the prompt. But Mike, you have all your emails here. Okay, so I'll provide, let me actually give you these real quick. As long as you use the prompt that I gave you, it should spit it out that way every time. That's not going to let me copy paste. Oh, okay. Back to the program. So if you're in the 3rd category and you want to call a current client, but you're stuck on what to say, this can help you. Okay. Here's who I work with. I'm going to copy what we already created because clearly it's working. Remember, if you give it good information, you're going to get a good output. Okay. All right, that's done. So let's say, Mike, you were going to call your construction company client, okay? Hey, it's Greg. I just want to check in, see how everything's going on your end. I've been reviewing some of the recent tax law changes, looking for opportunities, to save money for clients like you, especially with planning ahead before your end. And I'm being more intentional asking, but do you know, oh, this is for it's doing the referral one because I'm in the same chat. So when you do this, you guys just make sure here to go to new chat. So if you're speaking to following up with a current client, you're in a brand new chat. If you're still speaking to referral partners, you open up this old chat. So it's very good to be organized. Like if you look at my abundant accountant folder, I've got follow-up messages. That's from previous webinars. Anytime we're canceling a call with someone, I always pop in here. If I'm doing stuff on LinkedIn, I'll put it in here. So I try to keep all of the different things that I do in buckets. All right. But you'll get that prompt and you guys can download these here. So if you want to snap a picture or just go, I don't even know if it'll let me copy it. Let's try. Copy. Paste. Oh, it did. Okay, it's in the chat. All right. And we can do some Q&A as well, but this is if you want to download all 3 of those. So again, you can use them for any of the buckets, but you just need to make sure you're specific in what you're telling it to do so the output becomes correct. Now, following up, just so you know, is only one piece of a sales system that will help you maximize revenue without having to work harder and get new clients. There's so many other elements to a sales system. So I always say, don't waste time trying to figure this out on your own. Take the fastest path to success. And I always say, invest in mentoring. As simple as this is, there are a million ways to mess it up. So why try to figure it out on your own when someone can just hand you the answers? We have helped over 398 accounting, tax, and bookkeeping firm owners quickly grow their firm revenue without the burnout. And we turn firms completely around. So you can actually have relaxed success and go on vacations that maybe you only dreamt of before. So my team and I, which is Denise and I, have set aside the next day. We have like one or two openings, I think, but we have more openings next week. We're just really busy this week. So if you'd like to book a call, you can go to theabundantcall.com to schedule a one-on-one chat with myself or Denise. And on our call, we're going to go talk about where you want your firm to be, how to get there quickly, so you can avoid the pitfalls and the mistakes along the way. Who are those dream clients? Kind of like Greg, you have. You have these big clients, construction, manufacturing. Who are those people that will pay you a lot more for the work that you do? And what are the exact prices you should be charging to bring in the most revenue and work the least amount of hours? And what is the exact formula you should follow in your firm so you can do this follow-up to enroll more of those clients at premium fees? So our goal on this call is to give you massive clarity. This is what the calendar looks like. Again, there might only be one or two spots this whole week, but next week has more. So choose something next week if tomorrow or the next day doesn't work. And you can do that at theabundantcall.com. After you book a time, there is a short application that we do require you to fill in. So just make sure to fill in the application. And I'd love to go into Q&A for the rest of our time today.
Thanks, Michelle. Always great content, fun to play around in ChatGPT and see what AI can do for you. I know a lot of people in the tax and accounting space are bumping into AI in tax software and again, practice management tools, but in the marketing space, like the stuff you're getting into today, there's definitely a wide range of great use cases like the ones that you put forward. So are there any questions that we can drop in the webinar chat? There we go.
Should we do the poll right now, Christian?
I would love to. Yeah, I was going to ask you. Allison, great question. I'm going to go ahead and launch this poll question, which is a simple one I put together. Again, there's no CPE for this, but we just want to, especially for Michelle's sake, for my sake, automating anything you can automate, which is something Michelle talked about today. Getting these manual rote tasks off of your plate would be great. So this should give you the option to give a short answer of what software are you using for a sales CRM? You can pick and choose your own adventure. I did not make a set of responses like, hey, other or this or that. There'll probably be some commonality here, but I'm going to leave this up just for probably a minute or two. It's not a requirement. Please don't feel like you must answer this, but this will help us because some sales CRMs there's openness for API connectivity.
Yes.
I'll leave it there for now, but there's openness to merge things into other systems. Because if you can automate things from sales CRM to practice management tool, obviously that helps you guys out a lot. And so having that clear ahead of time for Michelle, or if you talk with me, would be quite helpful. So that's still going. I'll give this poll just another couple of seconds. Not everyone needs to answer, but we'll close this thing here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm closing the poll now. Thank you to everyone that did answer. And looks like you've got a question in there, Michelle, from Allison. What CRM do you recommend that allows you to schedule out individual emails? You're welcome to take that, Michelle, or I'm happy to as well.
That is your department, Christian.
Okay.
I am just here, Allison, to tell you how to collect money and how to get people so you can be top of mind in your sales process. But as far as tools, we don't recommend anything. That's all Christian and what he would recommend.
I'll jump in then. Allison, I would tell you, we have a software and a system that does CRM or sales CRM kind of follow up and pipeline. So just where are your leads? What problems do they have? That's a part of our system, is to pre-qualify leads and engage with them. And we have this system, it's called Client Stack. But let me answer your question without being salesy or pitchy for me. We have a great system. Use the system you're going to actually use, which sounds really simple, but like the thing you should use in your sales CRM is whatever is comfortable right now. It's better than sticky notes. It's better than your inbox. There are lots of softwares out there, but I've found more often than not, most tax softwares that also try and double as a sales CRM, that's not their main purpose. Doesn't mean that it's completely dysfunctional and some are better than others, but I would say consolidating everything down makes sense, right? Having multiple softwares in multiple areas is sometimes a bit of a mess. And the tax and accounting space is pretty good at accumulating a lot of softwares, right? We're really good at that. We're really good at having the shiny new object syndrome. But what I would say is that a really good, robust sales CRM that doesn't have a tax software component, doesn't have an accounting practice management, it's not your bookkeeping stuff, it's none of that, right? It's not QuickBooks. It is just good at keeping you and your team in front of where your leads are at. That's worth it. Now, if we can automate that into your practice management tool, great. But most of the time, those tax softwares that try and cobble in a sales software, it's like a jack of all trades and a master of none, right? I wouldn't tend to recommend, and again, there's a lot of nuance here. Some of you are like, no, 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 Tax Dome is great. No, 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 this thing is great. It's like, that's awesome. Whatever's working for you is great. But if your tool can't have the flexibility to build out these kind of custom automations of, let's say, your sales follow-up pipeline that Michelle just went through, if it can't do that, if you're not using it for that, if it's just kind of wonky when it comes to that, that's not something I would lean into, because over time, having a software that's good at one thing or a few things that are in the same area is going to help you scale. So if you have a practice management tool and your tax software or whatever it may be, and then you have a sales CRM that's separate, if it's robust enough to handle the type of sales coaching and process that Michelle would put you through, then it's worth it to have a second software. It's worth it, because it will be worth its weight in gold when you can have an automated workflow, a streamlined process of A, B, C, D, E, which is where Michelle's coaching comes in, that then can be executed on some platform. That's my recommendation. And so again, we're not the only one with a sales CRM. There's no, even not our main purpose. That's a part of our offering, but it's not the only thing we do. I would want our clients or clients of Michelle, she would probably agree, you want something that you trust, you and your team use, that you understand. Whatever that is, I think that's great. Use that thing, but hopefully it has the functionality to build in, hey, you want to do a new follow-up automation? Great. Let's plug in these ChatGPT emails. Let's set a wait reminder, wait 3 to 5 days or wait 45 days, and then another prompt. That's all very doable with the right software. But having a team that can help you with it, again, that's another story. Are you DIYing this? Is it all up to you, or do you have someone that can help you with that? That's what we do at TaxProMarketer. We help our people with stuff like this. So Allison, great question. What else have we got? Anyone else have a question while we're still together?
Yeah, what other questions do you guys have? No other questions?
Let me ask a question just
Okay.
to prompt some things. How many of you are using ChatGPT right now to respond to clients? Is this a new topic that Michelle just went over for you? Is this like, whoa, okay, I haven't thought about
Yeah.
actually
Coming
doing
up with what to
ChatGPT for
say.
prompting?
Yeah, because a lot of my clients, you use it, but you're not getting the customized outputs. And that's what they were struggling with. Or like, you don't know what to say, and the messages look like ChatGPT wrote them. You want to make these as personal and customized based on your sales meetings and client notes that you have.
Looks like
Good.
there's a good mix here, Michelle, of every day I'm using this to respond to clients and then new to me.
Yeah.
And that's great. That's really, thanks for being honest, everyone. Whether this is like, maybe I should try this. It's really easy. ChatGPT especially is great for these simple prompts, whether it's a proactive one like Michelle went into, or like some of you are experiencing. I just want to outsource my thinking for this long email. I need to get back to a
Right.
client. Hey,
Right.
I need
Yeah.
deadline, deliverable, this thing I need. Draft me an email, please.
Correct.
What more would you say on that, Michelle? Are you seeing that from your clientele, a general like, no, no,
Well,
I'm using it, or is it typically
I
not?
think most people don't do the follow-up because you don't know what to say to a client. You don't know what you should write to a client. So my hope is that you commit 1 hour a week, 20 minutes in each category, and start using ChatGPT with the prompts I gave you to start getting things done. All I want you to do is just get things done. Just invest the time, because if you work with Christian or if you work with me, all of this, we want you to have a high return on any investment that you have. So I believe that the biggest thing that keeps firm owners from not doing follow-up is because you're stuck and you don't know what to say on the phone and you don't know what to write. So hopefully this eliminates that problem moving forward. You should have good ideas as long as you took some notes. As you saw, Greg provided some information today about his insurance agent referrer for the category 1. We don't need a whole lot. We didn't need I mean, he provided a lot. Even if you had two or three of those main points, you could have all of your follow-up emails for your off-topic emails scheduled within a 5-minute period for the whole year, and you're done. And Brandon asked you, Christian, does clients
Yes.
do what you just mentioned?
Yes, and he actually is a client of ours and emailed me separately because we're working on kind of a custom build for him. And it does, right? Client Stack can, it has that type of horsepower. We're out of the gate. Our software has some kind of standard default follow-up pipeline automation workflows. It's got that out of the box, but it can absolutely be built in such a way to be more customized to you. And that's the type of thing that with Brandon or with any of you, it's like I really know my niche or I really know my client base or I know the type of lead I want to get to. You can build out different sequences that are
Yeah,
triggered by a tag or by some type of prompt. And it's hopefully what Michelle is talking about today. There's something that it's ongoing, right? There's the it's pick out the 5 or 6 topics from baseball to traveling to Europe
yep,
and just set a 45 to 60-day reminder.
yep,
That's great. That's new content, but you don't have to create the new process every time. You can simply say, I've got a placeholder where I just need to fill in the content. And I would also say, kind of proof to this webinar, we actually email. Now, it's not like off topic client personalized information like Michelle's referencing today, but it is like weekly email content that we do produce and provide for our clients. And just proof to what Michelle's saying, if you stay in front of your leads and clients, good things happen,
yep.
period. Absolutely. Stay in front of
Totally.
your clients with more personalized stuff, with weekly stuff, with breaking down the one big tax bill stuff, with anything from the last 5 years. There's not a lack of content in the tax space. And I was actually at an event with Michelle last weekend and we both got to talk. And one thing I said from the stage was probably something a lot of you, I would guess, hopefully you believe, but maybe you don't. And that's that your clients really do look at you as a trustworthy, like not just tax and accounting advisor, but like financial
Yeah,
advisor.
yeah,
You're not a financial advisor. You're not many of you are not like an RIA or an investment advisor, but that space of saying you're my tax person and I trust you, you can lean into that with stuff like Michelle said, with stuff like we send, and just saying people want to hear from you. Maybe
yeah,
that's one big takeaway. People actually really want to hear from you guys. And that's
yeah,
usually like eye opening when I hear someone say, I don't want to email once a week or once a month. They don't care. And it's like they do care. Your
yeah.
clients do care. And that's something you have to decide to shift your mentality on.
They do
Okay.
care.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else, Michelle? What else is on your mind?
Are there any other questions? Been using Claude for copy. Carrie said, yeah, Claude, ChatGPT. Like I said, there's like 100 different ones. You can just
Yes.
see which writing style you end up liking the best. I used Claude for a while, but I definitely like chat better for sure. But again, the output is only as good as the input. So the more specific you are on who you help and the ideal client and getting more specific on that helps. And then the more specific as to what are their notes that you have from their sales meeting or just conversation? Like you said, like I said, you don't need to know a whole lot. Just like two main things that have nothing to do with business. That's the crucial thing, and that's it.
This was great, Michelle. Always good to have you on. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Where should we send people
I put in
as a
the
follow up
chat
to this?
again, this, if you guys want to map this out and have a roadmap for your firm, we offer a complimentary strategy call. And if we feel like we can help you, we'll discuss that too. If not, at least you'll know the exact next steps that you need to take so you can have fruitful follow-up, so you can have a return on that investment. That is probably the most important thing. So again, we don't have many slots for this week, but you can schedule something for next week if you are 100% serious about increasing revenue, increasing your prices, committing to this follow-up hour, and you're sick of being burnt out and tired all the time. So if you want to make that change, then I suggest you schedule a time with us. And if not, I hope that you implement what you learned today and try it and use the prompts. And that's it. So thanks, Christian, so much. And hopefully some of them use Client Stack and get a CRM that actually, you can write these 4 emails in about 2 minutes and then
Yeah,
copy paste them and schedule them for the whole year because you only need
I
to
love
send
it.
it every 45 to 90 days.
I love it. Yeah. Thank you, Michelle. Thanks for your time. Everyone, thanks for joining. You've got Michelle's information and you should have mine. We will send a follow up email to everyone that registered with the slides with the recording, and maybe even your QR code, Michelle. Maybe we'll drop that in there if you get it to me as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
we'll
sure.
drop that
Or
in
I
there.
put the link in there, but I can send it to you in an email.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks again, guys. We'll wrap it here. Have a good rest of your day. And you know how to find both Michelle or I if you have any other questions. And we'll see you guys soon.
Awesome.
Adios. Bye, guys.
Bye.